Chapter 11 Week 11, Flowers in Bloomington, focusing on specialties and exceptions. So, what's next?
Any company or body is known for a certain thing that they do or sell, and this company is no different. Whether we specialize in air conditioning and heat or decorative flower arrangements, what we specialize in will bring us the vast majority of our business. It may consume us to where the monotony of changing flower arrangements becomes redundant. The revenue from completed jobs proves to add to our prosperity, and workers become more so numbers than people. Our protocol, when we hold true to it, will ensure completed jobs and continued work. We just have to stay focused on what we do, and if what customers need done isn't in our scope of work, it wouldn't be worth the time or the effort to bend, when we could be doing something more lucrative. Some air conditioning companies only install new compressor units, while others just clean them. Let's not get beside ourselves and bite off more than we can chew, as it is not hard to agree to something, when looking at and being blinded by the money. There are some things that we do and specialize in, there are other things that if necessary we can do, and there are yet other things which we want to do. One, we specialize in services or products. We all have to eat, and if we were in a utopian society, no one would have to worry about where their next meal was coming from. Well, we know where our next meal is coming from, as the protocol we establish from henceforth proves its worth. If we remove wilted flowers, replace it with some comparable or better, we can call that job complete, and we can move on to the next profitable venture. As we work for the company, the faster we complete a job is the better off the company will be. If we detour from replacing wilted flowers, we will be cheating the company, because our specialty of replacing them brings us in more revenue than anything else, because we spend the most time handling them. Naturally, we will be better than another at changing flowers, if we focus on them daily. The more red carnations we distribute, is the more we have to choose from. When we arrange them, as the less appealing flowers remain where the more aesthetically pleasing ones are picked first. So, grant writing is basically saying what we will do for a certain price, and no, it doesn't cost $10 to change a doorknob, unless we are doing it for our parents or elderly family members who aren't able or willing enough to read the directions and change it themselves. Some people are not the manual type, which is to our advantage, just as some aren't into flowers, but as soon as there is a wedding, funeral or other such occasion, there will be few to call for flowers in bulk, but we'll be here. 2. We do anything related to our discipline. If one of our families had an age-old secret recipe for biscuits and needed to make some money to pay the property taxes or some other odd reason, they may specialize in biscuits, but the amenities that come along with them must accent, and, perhaps even, overshadow the biscuits, purposefully. That is how our work has to be. We may specialize in replacing flower arrangements, but with them comes an understanding of our system, so at times we may be called to do more than just what we specialize in, and that is okay. We can take the time out to better familiarize ourselves with other aspects of our discipline. Just as the customer will be puzzled asking why not, when we say, we don't, our prosperity depends on our ability to satisfy the customer, if we say, we can't. So, we don't say what we won't do, but at the same time, we try not to extend our capabilities too far. 3. We want to provide the best of what we do. We want to provide the best quality to our clientele, and if that means going the extra mile, we will, but when we stray from our specialization, we are doing just that, unless we plan to assemble a crew to address such situations. In order to provide the optimal quality, we must have repetition, which we will get to in time, but for now let's just focus on our specialties. What we do for a certain amount is how we prosper and grow. In construction they have what are called trades, because all workers should be afforded a living wage, where a florist should earn enough to pay an architect. The former deals with quantity, while the later deals with quality. Not that flowers are of poor quality or that the architect can't deal with quantity, but one would have to sell a lot of flowers to afford an architect's plans. In order to provide the best of what we do, the assembly of our portfolio is the beginning of the wealth and experience we can distribute to our clientele, so they can see what we specialize in and select from complete arrangements that they think we could do for them, perhaps even in a different style. So, what we want to do is what we did before in a hopefully similar, but preferable progressively more and more advanced style. Thus, what will we do for $19.98, $199.80, $1,998 or $19,980? Sure, one might turn a screw for $19.98 or pressure wash a carport for $199.80, but there is no way we can sell a new company vehicle for $1,998. I'd need at least $19,980. What? It is a 2017, and it is the 4-door, full-sized, fully loaded, extended cab truck. Basically, everything is for sale, plus tax, and S/H of course, except for biology and philosophy. It has been a pleasure working with you this past semester, and we encourage you to attend our summer course #Biological Machines and Outline to Achievement, copyright 2022. Now, we are still talking about #grant writing 1101 mutually beneficial products. All we ask is that others play fair. No one can expect us to perform work that costs us more to do than we are getting paid for, and neither is breaking even an option for anything close to success. Mutually beneficial relationships begin with our standing firm on a fair price and moving on to another opportunity with another client who may appreciate more our arrangements of flowers in bloom.
It seems like everything is in order.
We should prepare next for graduation.